Or should we just have a boat show instead? Everybody stopped. Look at this, you wouldn't want that going through the chipper, would you? Yeah, he's just pulling it out now. We'll have a look what it's gobbled up. Right tools make it look easy, don't they? Thursday morning, amazing sunrise, amazing blue skies, but they're putting on a brave face for what we had yesterday. Here's what I came over to. Right, I've just arrived back now to Tarbuck from the train station after travelling back from London. This is the current situation. So that field there is ours. It's completely flooded. All the water's flowing out of the ditch that we've just crossed a little bridge over. Now, I am going around the block for the second time. There's more water here now. You can hear it splashing on the car. So I kind of turned into the road. I was on the phone, couldn't believe how much water there was. So I went back round the block to basically show you the level of flooding. So if we get to the end of this road, we're on some high ground now, so it's not too bad. And then we're going to turn left. So there's a bit of a ditch flows underneath here, so that's not too bad. Just a little bit of a puddle on the side. But when we turn into what's water lane, there must be 200 metres maybe of flooding. So, right, I'm just gonna turn left now. And then there's a ditch now just after this wall on the left that must be completely overtoppling. So there's the crossroads, absolutely flooded. We just turned into water lane now, as you can see on the sign, which is very apt. It's just a complete river. I'm trying to get my car to tell me how deep it is. It's not telling me. It's about 8 inches deep. So it's just like a canal, the whole road. This is probably too deep for some cars actually. We've got something coming in the way now. Some cars have an air intake in the front bumper. So that's that. Ooh, flashing because it had my high beam on. I'll show you. Now, I'm going to turn now so you can see across the field where the pumps are. But I'll have to wait for this other car to come and then you'll see what I mean. Can you see in there or not now? You can't really, can you? I'll tell you what, I'll take the phone out of the holder while I've stopped. Can you? That's a flood. Right, let me turn round. You can't really see for the mist, but that field is flooded right across there. I'll show you better in the morning. It's a good job we didn't drill it with barley the other day, because it'd be completely wasted now, that seed. Now, I have seen it go around that field, that pond once before. 2006, I know that because Phil had a Golf VR6 and we went out in it just afterwards and played in a boat. But that is easily 10 acres maybe underwater. They've actually got road closed signs up because the crossroads is underwater like you've just seen in the video. Back of the yard as well. There's the yard. So this is where we're going to do the tyre demonstration next week. Or should we just have a boat show instead? Some ducks there, absolutely loving it. It's eerily still, the water. You see the green? I presume that's the pondweed. It's obviously flowed it out. I'm gonna see if I can get down this edge with my wellies and get along that banking so I can put a mark on that post. Well, I think it might be too deep. Some water there though, isn't there? I've probably got about 40 metres to go, and I've got like 5, and it's starting to come up to the zips, and I think any further it's going to drop right off, so I'm going to have to walk right the way around. I just thought I'd mention that I think last time we had this much rain, we had 2 inches in 24 hours, which is 50 mil, not 40 mil. It shows you how the flow is restricted on that ditch. It's probably, well, could be 20% restricted, couldn't it, I suppose? But it's that 20% that causes the flooding to houses, farmland, devastates wildlife. We just don't have any common sense in this country, do we? Like I said before the other week, bring back the Environment Agency. Not the Environment Agency, it's the rivers, the National Rivers Board. What's quite incredible is though, the soil structure here, you can't even see my footprints. So well structured, considering all that there. Is outdoor swimming still popular? Or do people do it at the beach where it's sand on the feet, not soil? You might not see on the camera, but see that line? That is condensation. That's how full it is of water. Lots of cars turning around in the gateway and then deciding to go through. There's closed the road here. It's not called water lane for a reason, is it? For no reason. Dave and Rob are just setting up the chipper. They're going to do some more chipping. Get rid of a bit more of the pile. I'm going to get a tractor, go up to Brookhouse and Wellbrook, see how much flooding there is there. And the road I come home on last night, see what that's like, and then get an idea for the damage really. I think the worst fields though aren't actually drilled yet, so that's one saving grace, but equally it also means that when will they dry, when will we drill them, and how awful is 2025 harvest going to be? Because of the SFI, you can't really see the extent of the flooding there because it's covering it and it's still flowing over the road. But this was where last night it was like a canal all the way to them signs. So it's obviously dropped a bit now, the water level in the local area. Still flowing down the road there through the crossroads. That dip's empty though, that's filled up in the past. This was where it wasn't flooded last night because obviously it's still held up in the field, but there is a stream runs underneath the road there. So it's obviously can't get underneath, so it's backed up on the field, and we've got a couple of ducks in the corner there. It's hard to see, but there's a ditch there that was overflowing last night and flowing across the road to that side. There's still a bit of a flood on the bend. This is where I drove in the dark last night where the video started. It's like Chris and Danny have sown that recently as well, which is a shame because if it's not germinated, the seed could basically swell and rot without actually growing. This field was drilled with wheat. I can't remember, but it is just coming through, which is good because it means it's been able to take that bad weather. There's a little bit of water lay where the spray has been and here where there's a hollow and there. But as a whole, it looks very well. So hopefully I've got away with it and it'll all come up splendid. Had it have just been drilled and the seed got water on it and swelled and burst without germinating, then that field would be a write-off like most of them were last year. This road is also closed and it's understandable. The water's been coming over the top of this bridge I think yesterday, but if you look at the silt build up, you can see the bridge goes from there to here, But look how narrow the channel is because of silt. And then the other side is worse. You know, the bridge, I'll pull forward slightly. The bridge is here. And all that bank of silt there is restricting the flow down to what, a third? Even a tree down there stopping the flow. Again, another closed road, but the flood has gone under the bridge, but you can still see the drains can't cope because that manhole's bubbling up, and then it's obviously running down another grid which can, which is a bit strange. Road's flooded that field again and flowing out onto the road. The horse feels pretty wet. For some reason there's two of them still out in it. They'll be moaning that they've got no grass in a week or two. Can you hear that hissing? Here we've probably got, I don't know, 12 acres maybe? No, maybe not quite that much. Probably a good 8. This is at Brook House now, so we got flooding at Water Lane Farm, Wellbrook Farm and Brook House Farm. Clue maybe in the name, but you could definitely get a jet ski on that as well. I can't even get to the ditch where that bridge is to show you how clogged that might be. That is that wide and tidal that you need a really big digger to clean it all out. It's bonkers. If you work for the Environment Agency or a government department, I'm going to give you a lesson in flooding and waterway maintenance. So let me flip the camera. Here we have a road that's flooded. Yeah, we have gutters and curbs, which is a channel to get rid of the water. But nature, trees, grass, leaves, tend to fall on the carriageway into rivers, ditches and streams and flow along with the water, which leads to problems like this. So obviously water flows downhill. Here's a grid right at the bottom of the hill, but it's not working. And why is that? Because if I put my welly in, we've got debris, we've got leaves and not really soil, mainly seeds actually, from a sycamore tree. If you look now, it's now starting to disappear, the water level. There's another leaf flowing towards it. I'll take that one out. Oh, that one's gone down. But here's some here. If we lift them out, in about 2 minutes, that flood will be gone. This road is current. Someone has just driven past, but this road has got signs up saying it's closed for flooding. But in reality, it just needs a little bit of man-made interference to keep water flowing to the sea. Now, I appreciate this is tarmac and a road, and it's a road gully and it's not a stream, but most streams and rivers have been tamed by man for years to get water effectively away to the sea so that we can live in harmony with them. When you get a flood like this on a bigger scale, it kills all the wildlife in that area, just like over here where we've got sort of 10 acres underwater at the moment. But what have I been talking for now? About a minute, and this flood is nearly gone. You just seen a video there that I've put on Instagram and TikTok explaining water and vegetation and nature and why we need to clean streams and rivers. I mean, look, there you go. Some leaves now flowing down. We've got some already starting to block it again. You can't just leave water courses and expect them to work forever if you want to live in harmony with them. There we go, 45 seconds later, that flood has gone. This road can pretty much be reopened now, and there's already a few leaves gathered. Scale it up to river size, you get trees doing that, not leaves. they're here swapping the tyres round, ready for the open day. So I think that one's going on to a standard Alliance version of what was on, and then that one's going on to a VF. And then obviously on the day we're going to do some demos about showing the difference in footprint and the like. So swapping 8 around on that, and then they're going to swap 4 on this one, which is the vent that Rob drives most. They're putting this on a standard non-VF, standard radial, which is them. So these are the VF, where you can run the pressure really low. And then these are like a standard radial. It's a very tiring day to get it. Anthony's here on the 939, just loaded up with some shit on this chip trailer. Let's have a look what Cramp's got. Oh, Merlot filter kits. Tubes and tyres are here today, swapping that trailer for the standard Alliance and then swapping this one for an Alliance VF, ready for the tyre field day next week. So that's now on a VF and that's on a standard one. I think once this water's gone down, we're just going to have to get the digger and do this ourselves. We perhaps should have done it last week. You can see how choked up it is. That should be 15 foot wide of water flowing now. Instead it's all tangled in all the reeds. Even Chris and Danny's wheat that look well's flooded as well. This is the extent of the flooding at the moment. We'll go and put a mark on that post. I put one on the other day. Oh well, the pumps are pumping. See 2 bubbles. They're working all right. Hopefully they'll clear that water soon. To be honest, it's already dropped. What? 8 inch? So remember I put a mark on that sign the other day? Well, I was going to come and put a mark on it today. Unfortunately, it's somewhere there, completely underwater. And I can't get to that to mark it. So we'll just have to take a picture and then I'll mark it tomorrow, maybe when I can walk to it. But that looks about 2 foot deep up that post already. Dave's just chipping, but he's stopped. Look at this, you wouldn't want that going through the chipper, would you? One of these bloody laughing gas canisters that seem to be littering the highways all the time now. We won't be using the drill for a bit, so Morgan's going to drop it back in this bay and then he's going to load up with some barley straw for Tom Pemberton. Take that this afternoon. Life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Adam brought his jet ski. Yeah, it's on the diff lock. Go on. I can't remember where the air intake is in that. Hopefully it's high. Hold on, where's the air intake? Well, I don't know where the air intake is on that. Just pull it out a sec. Yeah, this is a stone ramp that goes a bit deeper because we're just worried about the air intake on the engine for that. Has it got fuel in it? We once were on here on a rubber dinghy and using the leaf blower as propulsion, and the leaf blower melted the dinghy and it started going down when Simon was in the middle and he just made it to the edge. Go on, you're off. Good job there's no fence there. There might be a fence there though. So normally you'd go out on a field like in a quad and check corn that's growing or the barley. Well, 2024 is the year for checking on the jet ski. Sucked a bit of weed up from the edge when I swapped back with him, so he's just going to put it on the trailer now, pull it out, pull the weeds out the grill, and then go back in again. Yeah, he's just pulling it out now. We'll have a look what it's gobbled up. Is it just a bit of...
Go it down.
Is it the other side?
Go on that. Sam, keep going.
Yeah, it's all the stuff from the edge, isn't it?
Yeah. What? Might be like that now.
I think most of it's come out.
You see anything down there?
No. Unclog the weed out the propeller now. Time for a relaunch.
That's it, mate.
Perfect, isn't it? Missed it, but I think we've established a jet ski is quicker than a Massey. Going to quickly do the birthdays now before I forget. We got 60th birthday for Pauline and also Pauline and George's ruby wedding. Michael Kemba is 54 and Kev Morris is 45. We're now £78,583 and playtime continues. I'm shooting off now this afternoon to Birmingham for the British Farming Awards. If you're watching this, it's probably because you aren't at the British Farming Awards. But if you've seen it before, you go out, I might see you there. Organs loaded, nearly strapped on, ready to take some to Mr. Pemberton. Don't mess about these lads, last one going on now. Nearly done. He's got his chopsticks out. Right tools make it look easy, don't they? That's all finished now. I think they can photograph of it. Clean changed on my way to Birmingham. So I'm editing this as I'm driving. Well, not as I'm driving, sorry, as Charlotte drives. So you've just seen today's video, edited in the car. Thanks for watching. Joe Seals ending. See you tomorrow.